Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial I'll be making use of this crepe. It's a crepe fabric, but it's a thick one, not too light. It's a thick one, so I'll be making use of 1 yard. If you're making for an older child, maybe 9 years, 10 years up, you can consider using 1.5 yards, and depending on how big your child is. But for me, I'll be using just 1 yard. I'm not going to be exhausting it though, because the child I'm making this for is very small. So the first thing I'm going to be doing, we are going to be folding our fabric first, and I'm going to be marking the back bodice first. So what you're going to be doing is to open up your fabric. Don't mind the length of my fabric. I've used this fabric before, so I'm trying to manage it for this tutorial. So you're going to go ahead and fold over this way in a triangular form. But what you're going to be folding shouldn't be too wide, because you don't want it to be in a full flare form. It's just a bit, but you want it to be not to be. This is not an A-line, so you don't want it to be too full at this point. So you just fold small, like about 15 inches or thereabout, or depending on how old the child you're making this for, how big the child is. So but make sure you are not folding in a full flare form. I hope you understand this. So once I fold that, I'm going to go ahead and pin this down, and just like I said, we are marking the front bodice first. Sorry, I don't know if I said the back bodice first. So once I pin that down, I'm going to go ahead and measure where my bust measure. Okay, before that, make sure that this place is straight facing you. You don't want to have your measurement like this. Just make sure it's straight this way. So I'm going to go ahead and find where my bust measurement divided by 4 falls into, and which is here, plus my stitching allowance. So I'll make a mark there, and then I'll mark this line straight so that I'll see where I have that. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and mark my shoulder measurement divided by 4 plus my stitching allowance, plus ½ inch. So assuming your shoulder measurement is 8 inches, so you divide that by 2, you have 4 plus ½ inch for stitching. I'll mark it there, and then I'll connect this line straight. So you can see the way I'm connecting the line straight, minding this. So you're going to go straight this way. So that's why I said this place you should make sure that this place is straight. So this is what we have. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is since we've already marked our bust measurement divided by 4 here, I'm going to go ahead and mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then I'll add ½ inch stitching allowance to this point, and then I'll connect this straight. So we are not looking at this curved part. I keep mentioning this. You're not looking at this curved part. We're looking at minding this straight form. So I'll go ahead and curve in my armhole. So once I am done with that, I'll go ahead and mark my neck measurement. So for this, I'm using 1.5 inches. Remember, I said this is for a young child, very young. So I'm going down by 1.5 inches. You can increase this if you're making for a bigger child. Then for my neckline slope, I'm going down by ½ inch, and then at this point I'll add ½ inch stitching allowance to it, and then I'll bring up my neckline to meet that ½ inch stitching allowance that we just marked. And then from here, so this is our actual starting measurement now, right? So I'm going that place we took our shoulder measurement. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and mark the length of this gown. So the length is 13 inches. So I'm going to be adding extra 1 inch to it for stitching allowance here. Remember, we've already added ½ here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and add 1 here for our stitching allowance. So I'll go ahead and mark 14 inches here. So you can just place your tape at that place and just move around and mark your 14 inches. So this is what we have, and then I'm going to go ahead and also mark at this point. Just make sure that your tape is at the starting line so that you don't miss anything. So this is what we have. So we're going to go ahead and connect this line up to here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, then we are going to use it to cut out the back bodies. So guys, I've gone ahead to transfer what we have, that's the front bodies, onto another fabric, and I folded it the same way we did for the front. And so you can see I have my button allowance here. So this your button allowance should be 2.5 inches, but because I don't have up to 2.5 inches, I'm going to work with what I have. I have 1.5 inches here, so I'm going to find a way to manage it. So for yours, please do 2.5 inches here. So this is what we have. The first thing I'm going to be doing is to mark this our starting point. So I'll just connect the line, and then from there we are going to go ahead and mark our neckline. For the back neckline, I am going down by 5 inches, but this depends on the age of the child or how big the child is. I keep saying it so that you don't just do just 5 inches because I did, or you can measure the child and be sure of what you are doing. So I'm going down by 5 inches, and then I'm tracing out the front neckline. Wait, I'm coming. So I'm tracing out the front neckline, and then I'm going to connect this line, this 5 inches, to meet the back, the front neckline, the front bodice. Once it meets it, I'll just make sure I give a mark and be sure of where it ends. So this is where it ends. So then the next thing I'm going to be doing is to connect this point to this point. The reason for doing this at this point is so that you don't struggle when you want to fix your button allowance. So that's why you can't slant it to this place. So by the time you fix your button allowance, it's going to align. So this is how to do a V neckline at any point you have button or zipper or whatever. You don't slant it into here, into the place. So this is what we have, and the next thing I'm going to do is to do what, just cut this out, because that's basically all for the front. So guys, once we are done with that, that's with the cutting. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this and also open up this. So at this point, you're going to be doing front facing front. I'll place my shoulders together. Go ahead, pin it down, this shoulder together as well. I'll go ahead and pin it down, and then I'm going to stitch down by 1/2 inch on both shoulders. And once I am done with that, I'm going to go ahead and work on the buttonhole. So if you use 2.5 inches for your buttonhole, all you have to do is to fold by 1/2 inch and then fold by 1 inch and stitch it down. But for me that I am managing my fabric, I'll just serge this by 1/2 inch, and then I'll go ahead and fold it by 1/2 inch. So the remaining one is just going to be for overlapping. Okay guys, I'm done with stitching the two shoulders. You can see what we have at this point. So the next thing we are going to do is to pipe the armhole. I'm going to go ahead and pipe the armhole. So you can, there's two ways I do this. I either pipe or I serge and then turn. So if you're piping, you just cut a fabric of about 1 inch or less than. You don't want it to be too big. So you place it at the front part. You stitch it down all the way to the other end of the armhole. Once you are done with it, you turn it to the wrong side, fold in by 1/2 inch and fold over again, and then stitch it down. Or you can just serge it to the end and then fold in by 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch and then stitch all the way down. So once we are done with that, we're going to go ahead and do it. I've cut out a fabric of about 1.25 inches. So if you're working for a bigger child, you can do 1.5 inches, but you don't want it to be too big. So you're going to go ahead and measure from this button allowance here all the way around to the other button allowance. So I measured my own. I have about 17 inches, so I'm going to double that, which is 34 inches, and I cut out a fabric for it. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to serge here and serge the upper part, or you can fold it if you don't have a serging machine. Fold it into 1 and 2 and stitch, and then fold this side 1 and 2 and stitch. But if you're going to be folding, please do it to increase the measurement of this. So once I am done serging it, just like I'm serging I'm going to go ahead and place it at the front part of this gown. So you are going to be doing front facing front. I'll place it this way, and then I'll start stitching down. I don't have any of my pins here, so once I make the first stitch, or once I place my needle, I'll start plating it or kind of gathering it into the neckline as I stitch. So you're going to gather and stitch, you're going to gather and stitch until you get to this end, or you can just gather this fabric alone, and once you are done gathering to this measurement of your neckline, you can then go ahead and stitch it down, whichever works for you. But I think for me, I'm going to be stitching and doing the gathering with my hand as I go on. Okay guys, I'm not talking to you. Okay guys, this is what we have now. So I'm done with the armhole, as you can see. I'm done with the armhole, and then I'm done with stitching the neckline, ruffles on the neckline. but you can see the neck is still moving towards the front. So the next thing you're going to be doing is to turn it like this. So when you turn it, you are going to bend this stitching allowance inward. So when you bend it inward this way, you're going to go ahead and stitch it down all around. I forgot to mention, when you are serging this, that you should serge the upper of your buttonhole as well. So I'm going to bend this. Let's turn it to the back. So this is what we have now. It's still moving to this side. So this stitching allowance, I'm going to bend it into this way, and then I'm going to top stitch it. Either you top stitch facing the front from the front, or you just top stitch from the back. So guys, this is what we have at this point. You can see it's no more pulling to the back, it's no more moving to the back, so it's very relaxed to the front as it's supposed to be. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to, and also I am done with the buttonhole as well. I am sorry for the noise. There's a construction site beside me. I don't know if you guys can hear me. So this is the buttonhole. I am done with it as well. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to do front facing front at this point, and then I'm going to go ahead and stitch down the two sides of this gown. So I'll stitch down the two sides of this gown. I'll go ahead and hem it. So guys, this is what I want to use for the bow. So I have on fold 2 inches, and then the length is about 10 inches. So I slanted the 2 edge, and also this is for the second bow. You know the bow is this way, right? So this is about 5 inches by 4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch down the whole side, and then leave some allowance to turn it to the right side, and I'll do the same thing for the other side. I'm done stitching these two sides. So this is what we have at the back. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this down. I'm going to pin the buttonhole down so that it's easier for us to see. So I'll pin it down here, and I'll pin it down here as well. So this is what we have. Once you pin it down, you can see the back view. I hope you guys can see very well. So this is the back view, the back, and then this is the front. So by the time you wear it, it goes up very well. So I forgot to mention, this is your neckline. While cutting it, make sure it's not too low so that it doesn't affect the sewing. So this is my so for our bow, this is what we have at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the bow here, and that's it for this style. I hope you find value in it. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share my videos to family and friends, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.